Without wasting any further time, I welcome today's guest speaker, Professor Santosh Gharpure sir from IIT Bombay. I welcome you all as well, all the participants to the seventh session and fourth day of our online short-term training program on innovation and incubation of startups, paving the way for Atmanirbhar Bharat. Before going ahead, I would like to introduce Professor Santosh Gharpure sir. So he's graduated with an MSc degree in 1996 from Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay. He obtained his PhD from Indian Institute of Sciences, Bangalore, working with late Professor A. Sri Krishna in 2001. He held a postdoctoral position with Professor Andrew Evans at Indiana University, Bloomington, USA. Subsequently, he joined the Department of Chemistry, IIT Madras, Chennai in 2004. In 2012, he moved to the Department of Chemistry, IIT Bombay, Mumbai, as an associate professor and was promoted to professor position in 2016. Currently, he holds the position of Perfumery Chair Professor. He is also professor in charge of SINE, IIT Bombay's Technology Incubator. His research focuses on organic chemistry pertaining to natural and unnatural product synthesis and developing new synthetic methodologies. He is also working on problems relevant to the industries from different domains. Professor Gharpure is a recipient of INSA Medal for Young Scientist. He was awarded IIT Madras Young Faculty Recognition Award for his contribution in teaching and research in 2010. He received B.M. Birla Science Prize in Chemistry for the year 2011. He was selected as one of the Theme Chemistry Journal awardees for the year 2013. IIT Bombay conferred on him the Excellence in Teaching Award in the year 2015 and the Departmental Award for Excellence in Teaching in 2019. He was selected as a Themis Medicare UICT Diamond Jubilee Distinguished Fellow in Pharmaceutical Science for the year 2015-16 of ICT Mumbai. He was selected for the award of Chemical Research Society of India Bronze Medal in 2018. He has many publications in internationally reputed scientific journals, as well as he has delivered many expert lectures in the domain of his expertise. With this little introduction, I request Professor Gharpure sir to please guide all the participants. Sir, just one request. We are following a trend like in the chat section, if participant has any query or any question, so they will write it there.
Okay.
And at the end of session, I'll be asking on behalf of them.
Sure. So, yeah, that makes sense.
So you may please continue.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Thank you, Kunal, for those kind words of introduction and as well as this invitation. Most of you realize from the introduction that I'm a chemist, and what am I doing in this particular kind of a conference, where we are talking about entrepreneurship, Atmanirbhar Bharat, and so on. The reason for that is what is there on this very first slide. Okay. He made a mention of me in the introduction as I'm professor in charge for our technology business incubator, IIT Bombay's technology business incubator, which is SINE. Abbreviation stands for Society for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. Okay, so when we discussed what could be the topic of technology business incubation from an academic setup, so that is the idea with which we kind of zeroed down on this topic. What I'm going to do for about an hour or so, next 1 hour, is I will talk about science activity, little bit about science history, how it evolved, and then along the way you would hopefully understand that when we talk about entrepreneurial ecosystem, there is there is an inherent relation with being self-sufficient. What is Atmanirbhar, right? So let me take you through the journey of Sign, and through that, let me introduce you the various programs which are there in our ecosystem, startup ecosystem, as I may call it. That way you will be able to see how a technology business incubator from an academic setup performs, how it works, and hopefully through that you will understand the ecosystem around it. So while I am going to be talking about Sign, it will put the ecosystem in perspective, how an academic incubator functions, how academic incubator works with the entrepreneurs, and help individual not just seek job but create jobs. So that is what this is all about. The incubation is all about that you create job creators. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about Sign. Sign started in the present form in 2004. It is an ecosystem to foster and support innovation and knowledge-based entrepreneurship at IIT Bombay. Like I said, it is a technology business incubator of IIT Bombay. What are the motivations for setting up of the Sign? Like any incubator, the basic idea is that we want to transfer intellectual property. We want to capitalize on intellectual property and convert it into a venture. Why do we want to create a venture? The reason for that typically is economic growth. This is the basis of the this is the basis why anybody wants to convert IP into a business, because you want to get value for that IP. But Sign being a technology business incubator operating out of an academic setup, we cannot be completely focused only on creation of value. The value in terms of money is important, don't get me wrong, because Sign at the end of the day is not for profit society, but we have to make money to plow back into the next venture. So economic growth is absolutely important, but we also have to cater to areas, ideas which will be economically not maybe creating disproportionate value, but sufficient value to make a social impact. So you will see that some of our startups actually have that element, and maybe we'll be excited about those ideas where they can, when one of the startups can make a social impact. Alternatively, there are areas which are of strategic importance to country. One of those examples is defense sector. And if startup ideas are there which can directly help our defense sector, then even though they initially may not be of high economic potential, but they may be of paramount strategic importance, and we will support those ideas. Now, this is about Sign's basic philosophy. What we do, take IP, convert them into a viable startups, and which will have economic growth or a social impact or a strategic value or a combination of all. Okay, so that's the basic philosophy. Let me take you back to the Sign's evolution. Even though I said that Sign started in the present form in 2004, its origin can be traced back in IIT almost towards the change of the millennium. So once the, this is very interesting story, that when Y2K problem was sorted out in IIT, people, I'm talking about almost 20 years back now, IIT people were IIT Mumbai people were talking about this idea of having an incubator which will support converting ideas into businesses. Okay, and one of our distinguished alumnus, Nandan Nilekani and Kanwal Rekhi and some of the professors, Professor Phatak, Lagu, and so on, they kind of started this activity between 2000 and 2004. Initially, couple of companies were formed. They started picking up. Those were, as you can guess, they were immediately after .com burst, not .com boom. It was after .com burst. So you can imagine most of those would be in IT and ITES sector. Target ecosystem was only IIT ecosystem, because these were startups coming out of IIT system. And we had about 13 companies during that 4-year period. And that picked up. That gave us confidence that yes, this idea actually works, that we are able to take ideas, IP from IIT and convert it into business. So that's when the Sign in the present form was born in the society context, as a society, not for profit society. And we got initial funding support from government of the day that time, DST particularly, and then of course other departments such as METI, which is Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, they gave support in terms of POC pilots. And that's when we slightly expanded during 2004 to 2015, that one decade. If you look at it, we expanded our activities not just to IT and ITES related areas, but we also started looking at product-based softwares and hardware solutions. And then again, largely the target audience was IIT. Ideas coming out of IIT Bombay were incorporated. We did get good numbers. So basically we expanded our portfolio to about 77 startups during that period. And we kind of institutionalized the incubation processes. It was a very lean operational model, and it was in the present context. During these 10 years, we became Atmanirbhar in our own right. Basically, what I mean by that is that enough money could be generated by Sign, which it had invested in the startups, which could be plowed back into the next venture. So we were not dependent on any external support in terms of finances. This is very important from an incubation point of view, which also helped evolve an ecosystem with our alumni support. So that was very important. But I can tell you that the major shift in the scale happened over the last 5-6 years. So if you compare, let's say, first 10 years of Sign and the next 5 years of Sign, you will see that the activities are almost doubled or more than doubled. And large part of it is because through this particular journey, people realize that supporting entrepreneurial spirit in the country has tremendous potential. And somewhere around 2015-16, that support started getting increased manifold. Not just DST, but many other departments of the government also started having these structured programs. And Sign, being one of the oldest in the business, naturally became partners with many of these government bodies. And I will elaborate on that aspect as we go further, how we are working with many government projects, many government funding agencies which support the startup activity. So you can see Sign in 2016 to present, the activities have grown substantially. We support all the way from pre-incubation to commercialization. We give funding support with the help of like programs run by DST, BIRAC, MIT. We give our own seed funding. We give POC, proof of concept. We are also COE, that is Center of Excellence. And we also receive CSR funding, corporate social responsibility funding, to support entrepreneurs in this particular domain. What started as IT, ITES and related area, today if you see Sign's portfolio, it's a very broad portfolio. You will see companies ranging not just from IT, but also in healthcare and biomedtech areas, which coming out of IIT, many of you would be surprised, but there is a lot of engineering and medicine and basic sciences go hand in hand if you want to make successful ideas. And I will elaborate on 1 or 2 examples of that as we go along. We have started many new avenues. We have started accelerator programs. We through the corporate engagements with companies like Intel, SAP. We also have cross-border programs, and I will touch upon some of these aspects. The target segment, which was earlier IIT only, now we have expanded to IIT ecosystem as well as external ecosystem, because we have run a lot of government programs. We support many entrepreneurs and startups which come outside IIT as well, if they have technology backing their ideas, basically. So they are also welcome now to be part of Sign's portfolio. So far, we have currently 172 companies incubated. There are 4 cross-border accelerator programs. More than 57 startups are actually being incubated. I will give you more details about this as we proceed further. And our organization team size has also grown, not as much as what startups have grown, but we have now close to 25 members in our teams. It still is a lean organization, but very efficient. Why I spend time on this one is this gives you perspective about how over last 2 decades, the entrepreneur ecosystem of the country has evolved. And Sign is only one point in it. And in country's context, if I look at it, Sign is a very old incubator. I must share with you, whenever I talk to the foreign delegates and explain to them about Sign, they also appreciate that we were actually very early starters in the startup ecosystem, even when we compare with the rest of the world. So they appreciate this, that last 2 decades we are in this particular thing. And history of Sign in some way also kind of matches with the journey of our entrepreneur ecosystem. So in that context is what I wanted to see this particular evolution, how Sign came into being in the present form to where we are today. So that will give you some idea about how entrepreneurial ecosystem has changed over 2 decades, and particularly in last 5-6 years, I would say, where it got a lot more boost from various government programs. Now let me come to what is it that makes Sign what it is. And this is very true. What holds true for Sign will hold true also for any incubator which is going to operate from an academic setup. Why it is important for science perspective? If I were to call this this ecosystem that we are in, I will say it is IITB entrepreneurial ecosystem. Now, on one side, most of you know that IIT Bombay is a academic institution, and it is institute of national importance, which is there for last 60 plus years. Quite a few of you will be aware that we have programs in engineering and sciences ranging from undergrad to postgraduate. Most impressions across the globe are that IITs typically, and IIT Mumbai is no exception to that, are known for their undergraduate program. But today, if you see the statistics, out of 11,000 or so students that we have on roll, more than 60% of those are actually doing postgraduate courses. Only about 40% or so are doing undergraduates or MSc programs, which I will classify for simplicity undergraduate, let's say. Why is it important? Because when we say technology backed entrepreneurship, the more and more research you can appreciate happens at the postgraduate level. Even undergraduate level, the kids that we get in our programs are some of the brightest in their batches. Still, the technology backing comes more at a later stage. As they grow further in their subjects, they can get a better grip on technology, and more this number in the postgraduate increases, more technology backed ideas will be coming into play. So this shift from a largely undergraduate institute to a postgraduate plus undergrad institute, which has happened in most IITs. IIT Bombay is not exceptional in that sense. Most IITs, older IITs, have seen that evolution, and it is reflected in the overall outcomes. We also have strong postdoctoral programs. We have 1,500 plus project staff, 205 plus postdoctoral fellows. They are distributed across 27 academic units, 23 research centers, which are having about close to 700 full-time faculty members and 150 plus part-time faculty members or adjunct faculties or visiting faculties in various departments. And many of these visiting faculties that we get are also coming from the international schools. So we get a broader perspective. And why it is important? Because without that academic research happening in the background, we may not be able to come up with the IPs which will have potential to translate. Now, this is I am saying from the point of view of academic business incubators. Okay, so having this academic background is absolutely critical for science success. And when it comes to the entrepreneurial ecosystem, Sign is but central to this activity. But really, we touch base with many entities within the campus. Without that, we will not be able to be successful. So, like I mentioned, you need these core research groups where the basic research will happen. But then there are groups within IIT, such as BETIC, Tata Center, or WRCB. I will classify them as applied research groups. So, where they try to increase the translational research levels of some of these ideas, so that they can be actually taken to the market and then they don't remain only in the laboratory. So these applied research groups are also very, very vital when we talk about getting our pipeline continuous flow of newer and newer startups ventures. So these groups become very critical for our success. When we work with the startups, we also IIT as such also works with industry at large, because they are also important point in this particular ecosystem. And a lot of that licensing and tech transfer of the ideas, when the startup is not feasible but idea has commercial value, can happen through Dean R&D's office called IRCC, Industrial Research Consultancy Center. So they help in licensing and tech transfer. Of course, any of these groups want to come to sign through an IP generated in IIT, they will go through the Dean R&D office and then come to us. One of the interesting things that has happened over the last 5-6 years, like I said, is there is more formalization of these ideas of entrepreneurship. So we actually have an academic center in entrepreneurship called Desai Sethi Center. Now it has become a school. They give minors in entrepreneurship. So basic idea there is a student doing a BTech or an MTech can do the major in their respective core domains, let's say mechanical engineering or electrical engineering, but they can get a minor in entrepreneurship by doing certain courses in Desai City School. So you have a structured approach. So people who, when the entrepreneur, when comes in the startup domain, they are better prepared because they would have acquired some academic background in entrepreneurship. And of course, we have a lot of student bodies like eCell, eClub, which foster the spirit of entrepreneurship amongst the students, and they work very closely with SIGN in conducting various activities related to this particular space. Now, the other end of the spectrum, if you look at it, SIGN is for the ideas which are at a nascent stage. But then there are other cases wherein the industry wants to interact with IIT, which are well-established industry, and then they want to collaborate for R&D with IIT. What we have is a unique idea in the sense, which is called as research park. You know, research parks are coming up in many institutions in the country. I think IIT Madras was the first one to get one. Now IIT Mumbai also has one research park. And what happens here is typically that companies which are well established come to research park. They have presence on the campus and they get to stay on the campus so long as they interact with the IIT faculty student. So applied research component gets further filled in terms of direct relation with the industry. So research park is the other extreme of this particular entrepreneurial ecosystem, wherein industries, well-established industries, can interact with academic setup. SIGN provides starting of the ideas out of the lab all the way to the market. Okay, and what is interesting many times is some of the companies which graduate out of SIGN, they go out, sustain for some time, and then they want to come back and be part of R&D, come back and be part of research park, so that they can continue to interact with IIT and then benefit from the R&D capabilities which they have already utilized when they took off. Now they may want to come back and utilize them further to grow further. Okay. Now, if you talk about what I discussed so far is internal ecosystem of IIT Bombay. But what SIGN provides to the startups and the ecosystem at large is that, of course, a startup coming to SIGN will get access to IITB ecosystem. That's a given. But what SIGN also connects the entrepreneurs is to ecosystem outside the IIT. Basically, you may need support from investors, industry experts, mentors. Okay, many types of inputs are required, monetarily or in terms of suggestions. We connect these startups, entrepreneurs to the external ecosystem. We bring them help from the designers, manufacturers, service providers whenever it is required. We do integrate them with the startup associations across the country, and then wherever there is a need, there is a requirement, we also connect them with the international ecosystem. And that is very vital, especially when we are going to be talking about startup ideas which are going to be working on the newer technology of the times. Okay, so this external connect is something which SIGN brings up in addition to the internal ecosystem that IITB provides. So it's a combination of both which makes startups succeed in their journey from the idea all the way to the market. So this particular of any business incubator will define what all things they do. In terms of SIGN, what we do is we help them from proof of concept stage to startup and also to scale up. Okay, so in other words, in the business, in the entrepreneur ecosystem, you can say that we help pre-incubation, we help the incubation stage, and we also act as accelerator wherever there is a need for the startup to scale. What is the type of support that we provide? We provide, of course, infrastructure. We give office space or access to the labs. That's a given. We do provide funding in terms of grants or our seed funding. uh, some of the startups may need higher funding. They will be connected to angels or VCs or even banks uh, via loans and so on. So we do connect them, support them in terms of funding. We of course do a lot of programs to kind of mentor them, and they will range from boot camp sessions to coaching to workshops, trainings, you name it. We also have in-house mentors who work very closely with some of the startups in given domain. Uh, we do help in terms of networking, because this is one very important aspect when startup needs to succeed. While they need money and they need mentoring, they also need a lot of networking in terms of access to the market, connecting with the market. They need visibility. So we do involve in demo days, we do conduct events, we do a lot of media connectivity for our startups. And one of the important things which most of the technology guys are not adept at is that they are many times very strong on the technology background, but for a business to succeed, you need to take care of non-technology aspects also. So we do support them in terms of legal, how to deal with IP problems, how to get finances in order. Just getting funding is one aspect of it, but how do you manage those in terms of that support also we give to the startups. Now, one thing is that any entrepreneur comes to Sign will get support for 3 years in terms of incubation overall. After 3 years, the company will graduate out of Sign so that the next company can come in. This is the most important slide in terms of Sign's impact. So far, over last 16 years or so, we had created 172 startups, supported 172 startups, of which 57 are current startup companies. 66 companies have graduated, 10 companies have merged or acquired, and we have our own share of failures. That is about 39% of companies have folded. But I would say that even in terms of overall impact, out of 172, about 40, let's say, are folded. That's a very good success rate of survival. So there is something that Science seems to be doing all right in terms of making sure that we give enough support to startups so that they can survive and flourish. Now, this is interesting aspect. Initial part, I said a lot of IP which was generated in IIT was translated into startup. So if I combine that, whatever IP came to Sign plus whatever was generated, we have about 100 plus IPs which are held by our startups so far, which is a pretty good number. A good part of it is coming out of IIT, but like I said, in last few years we have startups coming from outside as well, which are there also in this particular number. 50% of our startups were funded, and if I look at Science contribution in terms of helping startup garner funds from outside, so for every 1 crore that we invested in terms of seed funding or whatever government programs that we implement, the startup intern was able to generate 110 rupees for every rupee that we have invested. So that is the value that Science association with the startups bring. And like I pointed out, not all 172 startups are purely geared towards money as the motivation. Good number of them are of strategic importance, and about 33 of those are actually in the domain where they will be associated with making social impact. Okay. In terms of number, if you look at it, 150 plus entrepreneurs have been supported. Like I said, they have raised to the tune of 1400 crores overall, and they would have generated 4000 plus employment. And this is very critical number when we are talking about the ecosystem. The multiplier effect that any academic business incubator can have. Okay, you can see that close to 500 entrepreneurs in turn generate 4000 plus employment, and I'm talking about only one business incubator out of one older IIT. Now, if you were to look at the overall scenario, what we are talking about Atmanirbhar Bharat, you can see the multiplier effect that this kind of ecosystem can generate. If we simply do simple arithmetic, that one IIT can get these kind of quality manpower employed in a fruitful way, uh, you have 23 IITs, you have several CSIR labs, you have lots of IIMs, you have lots of central universities, you have lots of universities, state universities. If each one of those is going to have an incubator of their own, functioning at various levels, functioning in different domains. Like IIT is more focused on the technology aspect of it. So we say we are technology business incubator. So we support ideas only which are backed by solid technology. That's our mandate, that's our focus. But one can expand this horizon and come up with different mandates for the startups. You can imagine the type of impact it will have on the overall situation in the country. And what is most important in this particular aspect is majority of these companies are going to be the entrepreneurs who are coming here are youngsters. Those who have graduated, some may not have even graduated, or some have graduated, gone out, worked in company for a few years, and then come back with some experience and started their own thing. And then they can generate jobs which are of high quality and high impact. And that's where I think when we talk about ecosystem, the entrepreneurial ecosystem, the incubator and systems like this coming out of academic setup also can make a meaningful impact in the country's context. And that's why I wanted to spend enough time on this slide to kind of give you an idea that academic incubators too can make good impact in terms of helping the country taking steps towards self-reliance. Now, this is something which many times people ask us whenever we present about Sign or any business incubator for that matter, that what is the process? In a simplistic term, we receive application from the startups, and this is round the year. We do the internal review of the ideas, whatever are submitted by the entrepreneurs. But it is very important for us that we don't simply go by what we feel, and we also want that validation of our thinking with the external reviewers. So we always do the internal review, but we also rely on the external review before we decide to go ahead or not to go ahead. If we decide to go ahead, depending on the level or the status of the idea, we may bring in the entrepreneurs in either the pre-incubation stage or the incubation stage, and accordingly we'll guide them to the programs, and the funding or no funding decisions will be made accordingly after internal and external review. Now, in the present world, when everybody is working from home, you would appreciate that even before this, there were two possibilities. Either you can be incubated physically, that means you will have space in the incubator. In our case, Sign, you will have an office or access to the lab in Sign, or you will be a virtual incubation. That means we are located in Mumbai, but the startup may be located in Pune or Bangalore, and then except for the space, all other support that I talked about will be made available to the virtual incubation. They just don't need the physical space for carrying out their activity. And it can happen particularly if somebody is working in IT, ITES, or if they already have the space of their own. They may not need the physical space, physical presence in Sign, but all other activities are available, all other aspects of support are available for them, and they can choose to be partner in virtual incubation. Terms will be slightly different, but both these modes are actually possible. And for both, we do monitor their progress very closely through the stay there in Sign, or even we are following our startups who have graduated out of Sign subsequently. I was talking about what are the domains in which our startups are. Like I said, we when IT and IC areas. But today, if you look at it, we have startups ranging from ICT, IoT, all the way through education. Healthcare is one of the main areas in which we get startups today. Clean tech is another area. Fintech, you would be surprised that there are many companies which come in the fintech domain also, and some of them are there in our portfolio as well. Media and then there are other miscellaneous sections where people are coming. One area which is picking up now and where we are also trying to kind of focus is agri-tech. So that comes in one of these areas anyway, but we also are focusing on those, and some exciting ideas have come up in those domains also. Let me now elaborate about the startup ecosystem from the government funding perspective. Like I said, SIGN has its own programs of seed funding and CSR funding, which we work with corporates, their corporate social responsibility funds. We help them deploy in the startups to help the startups in terms of funding. But there are lots of government bodies which for biotech, medtech startups, LEAP grant for enhanced seed support. So you'll see that many programs which we run with the help of different ministries, different government bodies. Let me elaborate a little bit about the DST scheme. Okay, this will be beneficial for those who are in this space and are looking for opportunities. So very quickly, I will elaborate on, explain to you briefly what is happening in this. So when we talk about DST scheme like Nidhi Prayas, we are managing that scheme for DST. This is a prototyping grant. Support is given to the tune of 10 lakhs or so. This is focused on the hardware products. What is provided here is we give access to our infrastructure. We have a lot of labs where machine tools are available, 3D printing, quite a few of those facilities are there. If something is missing, let us know and then we will add to that. The co-working space is provided, the fabrication lab access is provided, and one can actually apply now, and I will show you the details of it in a minute. But you can always write to SIGN, go to SIGN's website and you will see all these programs which are ongoing. Incidentally, these are the programs which are also open for receiving applications. Other application program which is there open right now is EIR, which is called Entrepreneur in Residence. So this particular scheme, if you look at it, where Nidhi Prayas gives you grant for prototyping, here an entrepreneur, young entrepreneur can actually get a fellowship. You have a good idea, you want to work on it, but at the same time you want to make sure that I have some money for my sustenance while I'm working and spending most of my energy and money on most of my resources on working on my idea. So this EIR scheme can come in handy. You can apply for the grant support and you can get actually support to the tune of 30,000 rupees per month. And depending on what idea you are working on, this is support for 1 year. So you will get guidance on the business concept, strategy. This is for the very early stage entrepreneurs where they are actually trying to fine tune their ideas, and of course they will get access to the co-working spaces and fabrication labs if there is a need of that type. Again, this scheme is also open right now, and you can spread the word that those entrepreneurs who are looking for opportunities in terms of funding, both these Nidhi Prayas, which is the 4th call of application, and EIR, which is the 5th call for application, is actually open, and support, like I said, up to 10 lakhs under up to 10 lakhs under Nidhi Prayas, and up to 30,000 per month for 12 months under the EIR application is available. Okay, so this is so far as DST's Nidhi Prayas is concerned. Like I said, we are also working with MeitY. So they're tied to program. We are the collaboration partner, and this is a very interesting arrangement. When I was talking with, before this program started, we had finished Tide 1, and then when we were discussing the programs which we implemented, they wanted SIGN to work with not just the entrepreneurs but also with the other centers, other incubators, and the processes which what we have developed over the years they wanted that we share those experiences, which we anyway do it, but they wanted to have it in a more formal way. So Sign is in collaboration with these G2 and G3 centers under this. So what we help is in facilitating smooth implementation of Tide 2. We ourselves also have some of these startups being supported, but we also work with the other incubators, G2 and G3 centers as we call them, wherein their processes, their evaluation processes, we do help in that aspect as well. Okay. So what we do is we deeply engage with centers for building competencies through helping the centers identify their key local strength, the guide in implementing the plans under Tide 2 on a case-to-case basis, process enhancement for selecting and evaluating and monitoring the startups. A lot of things that we do internally, we also share with them our experiences and help them doing the right thing. Training centers management, staff management, support centers to build local ecosystem for startups. Virtual monitoring of selected startups is happening from Sign. And on a case-to-case basis, we also extend our facilities to some of these centers and entrepreneurs who are working through them. And then, of course, we have a lot of channels to communicate with them. They participate in webinars on quarterly basis, virtual meetings, on a bi-monthly basis. And then as and when it is required, we engage with them. Now, why am I emphasizing these things? Whatever we are doing in this particular program is, you can say that when an entrepreneur is working in a domain, that entrepreneur can learn a lot from somebody who has been there and done that, right? We always try to connect them to some others entrepreneurs who have been successful or who also might have failed also, but that experience is very vital for the entrepreneur to learn from and succeed on her own. Here what we are doing, we have been in this particular domain of being an incubator. Here the idea is we share our experience with other incubators who might be relatively newer, who are trying to establish processes. So rather than relearning whole thing, can we quickly accelerate their path by handholding them to some extent? So that is the idea in a simplistic term. I can say that the idea here would be essential, right? Okay. So it is not only that we are supporting them in terms of these activities, but MIT Tide 2 also has two things: EIR, you already know, Entrepreneur in Residence program, and they also have grant for prototyping, MVP, minimal viable product to go to the market. So both these programs we are working with MIT, and EIR, again, we support stipend for 12 months for the entrepreneur. And then in the prototype MVP go to market type of a grant, we have milestone based funding. So what are the benefits of coming here? One is that you will get support only when the your idea is backed, it's an ICT startup and using emerging technologies like IoT, AI, blockchain, and robotics. Now you will be surprised that while I'm talking about AI and blockchain, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, blockchains, I'm talking about focus areas in healthcare, education, agriculture. Now you'll see there is a huge difference in these domains, but everywhere these ICT ideas, AI, blockchain, robotics are actually being implemented. So while at one level you have to have the IT related areas, but their application could be in many areas. So we have zeroed down on healthcare, education, agriculture, finance, infrastructure and transportation, environment, clean tech. These are the areas which are quite relevant in today's context, and these are the areas which are the focus areas for us as well under these prototype schemes, ideas to prototype schemes of MIT. Here EIR funding, you get support for 4 lakhs for development and validation of idea, grant funding support to the tune of 7 lakhs to build their ideas into prototype or MVP. Then you get access to infrastructure, mentorship, co-working space, fab lab, workshop and boot camps. Okay, so pretty much all the boxes one will be able to tick Depending on which stage you are in, you can choose whether to be part of EIR or whether to come in the prototype kind of a grant. Again, incidentally, both these calls are open, and that's why I spent a little bit a minute more on these. You can apply on our website for these programs as well. The third body with which we are working quite closely, and like I said, we are partners for them for some of their support, and that body is BIRAC. BIRAC is a DBT's arm in some sense. It is a Section 8 company which was initiated by DBT for solving problems in the biotechnology domain, biotechnology and industry related problem solving. So here they have so many programs. I mean, it will, if I start talking about it, I think the whole time will go only in that. But sufficient it is to say that the support is there right from ideation to crystallization of idea to proof of concept, early stage development, late stage development, and all the way to market. So they have all sorts of funding possibilities. And I would strongly encourage anybody who is working in domains related to biotechnology, healthcare, I would strongly encourage you to go have a look at the website. You need any information, you can always write to Sign. Like I said, we are a partner for big program, Biotechnology Ignition Grant. We are also identified as an incubator under BioNest scheme, under BIRAC program. So a lot of these supports are available. If I'm not mistaken, currently 17th big call is on, right from 1st August all the way through 15th September. So if you are aware, if you are interested or you are aware of anybody who is working in this domain, where person is working on, say, medical devices and diagnostics or biopharma, therapeutics, environmental sciences related to ideas, you can encourage them to apply for this particular program. You get funding to the tune of 50 lakhs, and Sign as a big partner will offer personalized mentoring, access to advanced laboratories, access to IP, regulatory, legal, accounting and professional services, scale up funding, and connect to entrepreneurs and investors and industries. Okay. All these details are available, and I would encourage you to spread the word about these things. Now, you would have seen that so far whatever I talked about are the programs which are ongoing, and this is with respect to one academic program. Again, you can keep an eye open and you will see many such programs to many such incubators across the country would be operational. So that will bring in, today if you look at it, it is not that funding is a problem per se. It is, if you have a good idea, if you have motivation to succeed, you want to do something innovative, unique, which can be translated from not just lab, but can be taken all the way to the market to solve problems, which can generate value, there is support available. The whole idea of spending time on these ideas, these programs, was basically that lot of support is available. What is required is motivation and good ideas. Now, when we are talking about all earlier programs, we were talking about entrepreneurs who are in the early stages, who are trying to get their feet in this domain. Now I'm going to talk about a program which is at the other end, wherein you have crossed the stages of pre-incubation and incubation, and now you are making some small revenue, and now you want to take the next leap. You want to become bigger. You want to go to the market in a much faster way. And that is where this accelerator program comes into play. It is called Plug-in. This program is unique in one sense, that this program actually incorporated the industry as well as government body along with incubator like us. So Plug-in program is being run with the three parties: DSTE, your Intel, and Sign. Okay, so this accelerator program basically provides support for scale-ups. Okay, so you might be already a startup, but you want to accelerate your path to the market, and that's where you can come in this program. You will get financial support. You can get international connects as well. This is something very important, particularly when you are talking about the hardware accelerator areas, where they want to get exposure to the countries. Let's say, for example, one of the programs cohort was taken to Taiwan, where the hardware systems are quite robust, quite advanced, and our cohort can actually get access to the those facilities in Taiwan, where they could visit and understand their processes basically. So this international visit and connection actually helps in bringing that experience of how things are happening across the globe in a different way. We of course provide infrastructure and technical support, mentoring and coaching extensively. These kind of sessions keep happening for these, because don't forget, they want to take a quantum jump, if I may call it, from the startup to the going to the market stage. Lot of support in terms of industry validation, business networks, access to product development and manufacturing, visibility, and one of the most important part of the visibility is the demo day. Now, if you look at the demo day, what actually happens there is that these startups get an opportunity to showcase whatever they have done, whatever their technologies, whatever their product is, in front of the investors from the industry. And that platform is very critical because that brings in the much needed funding for attaining the scale very quickly. And these visibility in terms of demo days is very, very vital for many startups when they are taking the next step of graduating to the outside world in a bigger way. And then, like I said, we don't give the support and then say goodbye. We do engage with our startups even after they have graduated. We are engaging with them because they are part of this ecosystem, and we want to retain that kind of connect with them. Okay. One of the thing which Sign does of its own is we do provide seed support. This is independent of any governmental programs that we run that I explained before. We give funding support ranging from 25 lakhs all the way to 1 crore. This is open to all now. Earlier, in the early stages, it was meant only for the IIT Bombay startups. Now it is open to all. What is required is, like I said, a technology-backed good idea. That is all is the requirement, and have good team in place. We will make a decision of providing seed funding through our internal mechanisms. Like I said, we do the review, internal review, external review, and since money is going to be put in, there is a separate review, which is investment committee, which also makes sure that the ideas are solid there. We do provide incubation and mentoring support, and the eligibility criteria is that you have to have a minimum viable product ready at this particular point in time. Now I'm going to change gear. In last few minutes, I'm going to just talk about a program which was relevant from the present times. Okay. When the COVID struck, every government agency started acting on a war footing, trying to come up with strategies to mitigate the pandemic, mitigate the problems arising out of pandemic. And startup ecosystem did get affected in a big way. And this is where a program was thought through, wherein the funding would be made available to those ideas which are directly tackling the problems arising out of pandemic. And when this particular idea came up, the government bodies interacted with the ecosystem, the incubator ecosystem. Sign was identified as Kavach, that is Center for Augmenting War with COVID-19 Health Crisis. What we did after identification as a Kavach Center by NST, this is NSTDEV, is a technology development board of DST. This particular Kavach Center will support innovations which are going to be tackling COVID-19 related problems. That was a simple mandate, simple focus. The funding available was right from 50 lakhs all the way to 2 crores. So on an average, you can say about 1 crore per startup. And these startups were the ones which are almost ready with their solutions in diagnostics, therapeutics, informatics, and interventions to control COVID-19. Okay. So under this umbrella of Kavach, Sign at IIT Bombay and other recognized incubators and those satellite centers, as we call it, hub and spoke model, if I may call it that way, with Sign working with ISBA, identified these centers, and all of us work together to support the entrepreneurs who are working in this particular domain. We got very heartening response. More than 800 applications were received and processed by these Kavach centers over last 3-4 months since the pandemic has started. So this is something wherein depending on the need of the time, the entrepreneurial ecosystem does respond in a big way, and we work with the government bodies very closely and try and find solutions for whatever problems that country is facing. And this is one classical example where how government and the entrepreneurial ecosystem can work together and come up with ideas and support for startups. Now, towards the end of my talk, I will just give you glimpses of some of the startups which have graduated. I'm not going to give you a laundry list, but just to give you a flavor of what has happened. Now, this particular company which I have selected amongst the graduated companies for good reason, IdeaForge, when it started, was more out of a curiosity. Some of you would have seen this Three Idiots movie, very popular, very successful movie. And one of those drones which was used in that apparently came from our startup incubating company of that type, IdeaForge. This is a UAV, unmanned aerial vehicle based security and surveillance solutions. And you can see that even though they started off as a entity in the business related to defense, and of course they were a niche player in that domain, which are of strategic importance more than the business venture at that point in time. But they are now successful. They have raised close to 70 crores in terms of funding. They are generating good amount of revenue, and they have also employed good number of people. This is a very interesting story because Ankit Mehta was our own alumnus. He did BTech, MTech, dual degree at IIT Bombay, along with other two guys, Ashish and Rahul. They were BTech students. So it's a team formed within the campus which came up with this particular technology-backed business idea, and then they went out. Now they are thriving outside. Zeus Numerics is another one which is again in the defense sector. They are in the computational fluid dynamics and computational electromagnetism area. This particular startup is not just backed by the students, but backed by the faculty colleagues as well. Professor Chevre and Professor Banerjee are working very closely with this startup, and they also are employing currently about 40 plus entrepreneurs. These companies have graduated out of Sign. Another successful, probably one of the most successful startups from coming out of Sign were again by a faculty colleague in mechanical engineering, Shashikant Suryanarayan, along with his PhD students. SEDEMAC essentially develops powertrain controls, the engine control system for small engines and powertrains. So that business is around now for some time, and they are also generating good amount of revenue and employing good number of people. Seclore is another data security, data centric security platform, technology solutions, which is being used in the market. The founders are again our alumni. They also have raised good amount of money, and they are also generating revenue. Some of the current incubating companies, if you look at it, again you will see the relevance in the present time. IU Devices was a company which started before the COVID time, but it became immensely important because of the nature of pandemic. So if you see, their product is essentially they converted analog stethoscope into digital stethoscope. Now the advantage here is today, because of the digital stethoscope, doctor need not come in contact with the patient. They have also developed some chambers wherein the entire operation can be done, entire diagnosis of a patient can be done by the doctor without physically coming in contact with the patient, because this stethoscope with this smart device which is attached to that can actually transmit data to even your mobile. So that way it becomes contactless, and it is very interesting idea, especially in the pandemic time. This is again idea which came out of IIT, where some PhD students along with researcher at one of the applied research groups developed this particular product, and now they are generating revenue already, even before they have graduated out of Sign. Then Accuradyne is another one, where is They're talking about arterial pulse analyzer system for early stage indication of cardiovascular diseases. Again, the founders of the startup are one of the faculty colleague, Professor Santosh Narona, and his student Sushant Pujari. They also have raised some investment, and they are at the pre-revenue stage. N-Dimension is a startup in the AI ML based tool for medical images. Okay, this is used for abnormality detection. Here the founder is not just from IIT but also from ICT, which is next door for us in Mumbai, instead of chemical technology. So these two gentlemen came together and started this venture. They raised money from the big grant, and also we have science seed support provided to them. They are at the pre-revenue stage, and clinical validation has been done at the Department of Radio Diagnosis and Imaging at the Tata Memorial Center. So they should be now moving further to the revenue stage after these clearances are there. SustLab is an electricity smart metering solution. They are using the big data analytics in a real-time sense for the energy monitoring devices. Okay, so you can see that many of these ideas are coming from the medtech domain to hardcore engineering domain, IT domain, defense related entities, and so on. All these things, I have not covered entire gamut of activities of SIGN, but it gives you a flavor of how an incubator works out of academic setup, working with various government programs, working with various corporate bodies, having various international connects. For example, Swissnakes, with Swissnakes we have a program called AIT, Academia Industry Training. So this is a cohort-based program wherein entrepreneurs from Switzerland are identified in a cohort along with entrepreneurs from India. And this combined cohort is essentially trained in India as well as in Switzerland, and they try to address many times cross-border problems. So this is a very interesting program. From this program, we do get our startups at the incubation stage at a subsequent time. We of course have international collaboration even with academic universities for entrepreneur exchange and so on. And of course, we work with investor bodies for garnering funding for our startups. I have been mentioning that we provide support in terms of lab access. We are constantly upgrading the facilities in our incubator. So we have metalworking facility, we have electronics and prototyping facility. Like I said, a lot of our startups are in medtech domain, so there is a biolab facility as well, which has been created with biosafety cabinets and other equipment which are required for these startups. These are some photographs from the cross-border engagements that I talked about, the Taiwanese collaboration during the plugin, and academia industry training program that I talked about with the Switzerland counterpart. So DST from Indian side and then the equivalent of DST in Switzerland side came support this particular boot camp for researchers and innovators in the early stage startups. This is the SIGN team. A very hardworking bunch of people with the combined experience of 240 plus years. Their background is varied. As you can see that we have companies in different domains. So our team's background also has to be quite diverse. So we have people from engineering and technology, biotech, medical, life science and nanotechnology, finance and banking, management and operation, IT. So the team, which is close to now 25, has people from different backgrounds and diverse set of experience to help. Now, last point, I'm almost towards the end of my lecture. I wanted to show you that when I say that IIT Bombay's technology business incubator SIGN has been identified as Center of Excellence by DST, what we are looking at is the current facility is not sufficient for us. We can only support about 30 odd startups. The facility will be now enhanced. The top 3 floors in this particular building, okay, This area plus these two are going to be earmarked for Sign as a center of excellence. And here we will have lab space itself will be around 16,000 square feet. Total area will be about 60,000 square feet. We will have a lot of scope for almost doubling our activity. We can actually house about 60 or 70 startups and many more entrepreneurs in the co-working areas. We will have wet labs, clean rooms, chem suits, bio suits, and so on. Of course, prototyping, metalworking, woodworking, design labs are all going to be integrated in this particular area. And then we will be able to also provide scale-up grants. What we are also exploring is option to for international tie-ups. We do have some already in place, like I elaborated. And we are trying to constantly enhance our focus into different domains, whether it is healthcare, clean tech, agri-tech, like I said, and we are trying to always expand our capacity. So this building was on track before the pandemic hit, but I hope that at least next year we will be able to move into this particular premises. So I'm almost to the end. This is the last slide. How do you get in touch with Sign? You can submit the registration form on the Sign website, submit duly filled application form. We may invite you depending on your idea, which is evaluated internally. You may be called for pitching to Sign business team. We will do internal review, external review, and then we'll go ahead with the incubation. I hope that through this, information about Sign, which is a case you can consider in the domain of incubation, entrepreneurship, an incubator operating out of academic setup, how it functions, what it does, and how it can have ramification on the ecosystem is what I tried to tell you. It was a story of Sign giving you flavor of our overall ecosystem from an academic perspective. I have consciously kept my discussion limited to what an academic incubator will do. Incubators in the other domains can do different things, okay? And that is something which somebody else will have to cover. Here, I focused on the story of Sign. I hope that I was able to convince you that there is enough that is available on offer, provided you have a good idea, excited mind, and willingness to work hard. Then sky is the limit. Money is not a problem. Support will come from all corners. And what is required is motivation to do something unique, something different, something which will make difference to people. Okay, so I'll stop here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for this wonderful talk. Now I request participants, if they have any queries, then they may please write it down or type it down into the chat section so that I'll convey it to Professor Gharpure sir. So we have a few queries. So Mr. Amritesh Kumar has asked how to open new startup company being a faculty in NIT.
Okay. So basically, if you are a faculty in NIT,
yeah, we can say NIT or any private
any
academic. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So of course your institute has to have that facilitation. Like I give you some examples of IIT faculty being promoters who started the company, founding members of the company. Typically, as per the rule, you cannot have two jobs. For example, you can hold equity in the company, but you can't have a job wherein you can get remuneration there. That's a typical arrangement. You have to see with your institute. But what is required is you need to have a good idea which can be translated into business case. That is the first requirement whenever you want to start anything. So suppose you already have an IP which you have filed, then that's excellent. Then it's fantastic that if you already own an IP, then it makes life much more easier for you to get going. And then you can decide how you want to take plunge in it. See, as a faculty colleague in any institute, you will be devoting a lot of time on your research and a lot of time on your teaching as well. This particular activity is a full-time job in some sense. So you can choose to take the full plunge by taking leave from your institute if it allows, or you can work with your students who would have worked in this IP development process. And if any of the students is getting excited, then let them take the front seat and you be the mentor. You do hold whatever the stake in the foundation at the founding stage, but you let the students do the bulk of the thing. Let them run the show in that sense. So that is one way of getting off the block very quickly.
Okay, continuing to that only, I guess you have already answered. He wants to open some startup with his PhD students. So he's asking how to proceed.
So I think that's a great thing. That's a great thing, that let the PhD student take the lead and you back him up or her up as you proceed further, right?
Yeah. So next question is from Mr. Vinod Kumar, I guess on the same line. Can a faculty working in the private engineering college go for a startup by continuing his job, and will there be any legal issues?
Like I said, most cases, my understanding is that you can't take two salaries. So you cannot have you can be part of the startup, you can be part of the startup holding stake in it, but you can't draw the salary. That's what my understanding is. Okay. So if your college already has certain rules and guidelines in place, you will have to consult those and take the opinion of that. In IIT, we have facilitated, and I know for most of the IITs that this is facilitated now, that a faculty colleague can actually start a company. And that is not a legal hurdle. There is no legal hurdle there. We have facilitated that by having provisions which will allow that to happen.
So next question is from another participant. I'm unable to look at his name. So does Sign IIT Bombay help in service-based startups like Ola?
Yeah, so you can say Ola is a miss for us. They did come to Sign is what I understand. Of course, I was not professor in charge at that point in time, and but yeah, it was a miss, you can say. Of course, there were other reasons at that point in time. One of the simplistic argument could be that, I have been emphasizing that our mandate is technology backed business, or it should be a platform based kind of a thing. So when Ola came to Sign, they did not tick certain boxes which we were looking at, right? Just because some idea looks great, we just go ahead and then incubate them. Doesn't happen that way. We have to follow a process, and in that process, at that point in time, as luck would have it, it didn't work out at that very moment. But yeah, we do have startups in the services sector. I was talking about fintech, for example. So some products in the fintech domain are there, and the limitation comes there because you have to have a product, you have to have a platform. Okay, just purely like, I have this great app. Yeah, it may make a great business, but then, it's not necessary that for every app we will be excited. Okay, so it should be backed by the IP, backed by the technology, and at least it should be a platform based kind of a thing. So we have some in blockchain which are working with government bodies in organ transplant and so on. So those are ideas which we support, right? Because it's a platform based thing rather than a simple app based thing.
Thank you, sir. So another participant has asked, can you please show or tell us any case study that is related to education sector, a startup in education?
Okay, so directly in terms of education, often I'm not able to. You can imagine. See, we have a big portfolio. Okay, so I may not have everybody's numbers at my fingertip, but there is one which I don't recall the name, but which was working with these kids with difficulty of vision. Okay, and how do we teach them? So it's almost like, Braille related technology. So some startup we supported of that type, and you can imagine it won't have strong business case per se. Okay, but it's very relevant. It's very relevant because it will directly affect the lives of people. So we did support something like that. You can write to me. I can fetch the details, and I don't recall the name, and those details are not exactly at my fingertip right now.
Sure. Mr. DS Barbole has asked, does Sign help in agriculture-based startups, or we can just
Absolutely.
continue it? Can you, do you also help or fund any startup related to social entrepreneurship?
Both the answers, yes, affirmative. we are actually looking for ideas in the agricultural sector also.
Okay.
So long as they are backed by the technology, we are quite excited about it. Already there is one company which recently we looked at, and that one was this corporate farmers cooperatives are there, right? Like Sahyadri in Maharashtra. So one of the startups is working with them very closely and using the IT based technology. So what they can do is, me as a customer can almost know if I'm on this platform, that where my fruits and vegetables are coming to my home, from which area, which farmer, which the entire chain can be tracked, for example.
Okay.
So that brings more confidence, especially in Mumbai. You might have heard of stories, people growing stuff near the railway tracks, not most of the hygienic cases. So here is a scenario wherein the entire chain can be tracked, and of course that brings in the logistic efficiency. It's not just that I want to know, but the point is that everything can be tracked and streamlined with the help of technology. Supply chain management becomes a lot more efficient thing when you involve technology in it. That's the point there. So a startup related to that is being supported, for example, now.
Okay, so one takeaway from all of these discussions is like Sign is involved or backing up the good ideas that are related to startups where the technology part is involved. So that can be social entrepreneurship, that can be related to any non-academic thing or service related thing. So that should one thing that one must follow is whatever idea you have for a startup to put it before sign up, that must be backed up with some technology aspect. Yeah. So because there were many
in general desirable. That's the mandate, right?
Yeah. So I guess many of you have got your answer. Navita Ugwe ma'am, then Mrs. Anjali Patil ma'am. So I guess all of your questions are related to the same thing. So
there is one I'm seeing that something related to handicrafts and
yes, I was
artisans.
Yes.
Yeah. So actually, this is a thing which we are debating. How do we do this? Because it falls outside our mandate. Like I said, it's important. I don't deny that. Okay, because there is huge scope. Kunal, you are in IIT and IDC department is there. It's a unique kind of a preposition in IIT system, where design can be the mainstream thing, right?
Yes.
And a lot of people do their many ideas in the design aspect. Lot of them will bring in lot of commercial value.
Yeah.
Okay, and we are actually trying to evolve process where we will be able to work with these ideas also. But it's easier said than done, right? Because coming out of we being IIT's technology business incubator, suddenly if I show that here is a pot, here is a design, people view it differently sometimes. So so there are slightly different kind of challenges to help this, but there are cases, there are strong business cases. Okay, it's just that we are trying to evolve internally some system where we can actually support these kind of things, because you would have noticed that our team is geared to help technology backed businesses.
Yes.
Not so much in the art form, right? I mean, how do I evaluate? So taking plunge, I will have to build up capacity on that side also. Expertise will have to be brought in on that side. Then we can take a plunge in that. So it may happen, but as on date, answer would be that no, we are not right now having any cases where we are supporting directly this one, right? But design aspect, yes, that is possible, because design, when it is backing a technology, it becomes integrated with that, and then that works out all right.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. So Mrs. Anjali Patil again asked how to approach you, how to send applications, and what should it contain. So I guess you have already answered.
Yeah,
Professor
yeah.
has said that on the website of Sign. So you just type Sign IITB. So first tab obviously will come. So you can go over that site, and information related to the application process, contact details, everything will come over there.
Yeah. You can of course write to me, and I will guide you to our business team. I'll make a connect, not a problem at all.
Yeah, so I will share Professor Gharpure's mail ID to you, as well as that of Sign also. So I guess with this we are done with the question answers session. Yeah. So thank you, Professor Gharpure, for this wonderful and insightful session. I thank you for explaining the ecosystem that is associated with not only with Sign, but also with the what we can say the entrepreneur culture through variety and wide range of case studies and examples that you have taken. I also thank you for taking time to conduct this session. Many of us will definitely take many learnings from it, and not only will take it, but actually work on it, including me. So I guarantee that.
Sure.
So with this, I again thank you. And yes, so to the participants, our next session will be at 3 p.m. sharp. So that will be conducted by Mr. Azam Sheikh, who is the co-founder and CEO of a venture called as Tight the Nut. So he is the senior of mine when I was in College of Engineering, Pune, and a wonderful personality, obviously. So I'll be sharing the link for the attendance for this session, and then it will be active for 5-10 minutes, maybe 10 minutes max, and then we can end this session. Yeah, so I have shared this link with you. Yeah, Mr. Sandeep Dhamle has asked you.
Okay, yeah, we can.
Yeah,
I missed. I'm also trying to
sorry.
find out where his question is.
Yeah, can one go for a startup by clubbing similar sectors under single room or single roof? Sorry.
I'm not very sure if I understood the question. Can one go for startup by clubbing similar sectors under single
under
roof?
one roof?
I don't see why not. There's nothing like so long as there is a sound business idea. I don't see why it should not be possible. There is no limitation as to see, so long as there is you are able to identify that there is a need for a product, or certain market based need is there, you have identified that, and you come up with a solution which is marketable, which can actually generate money for you, can create value for your idea. I don't see why not. It need not be only in one domain. Okay. In fact, I gave you a lot of examples. IU device, for example. Okay, it's an engineering solution for a medical problem. That this smart device converts the stethoscope, which has to be put in ear, into a device which when connected to mobile also can give you the same heartbeat, and then the murmuring sounds what you will hear in a conventional stethoscope can be heard by the doctor by staying away from the patient, because of that device. That is the engineering solution. So you can combine two domains. I don't see why not.
Yes, sir. So I guess there is a many people are facing.
And I hope that is what he
yes
meant, probably.
To everyone, I'll shortly share another link to the attendance. Please don't get panic. Yeah, so I guess with this we will end session. Sir, you may please continue with your work. And again, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Good luck.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Yeah, so I have posted another link. You may please go through it for marking your attendance. And then once you mark it, you can leave the session and we will meet again at 3 p.m. sharp. Sorry, just a minute. Yeah. Yeah, so once you mark your attendance, you may please leave and continue with your work, and then we will meet at 3 p.m. sharp for the next session that will be conducted by Mr. Azam Sheikh.